anti-galamsey task force led by the administrator of the Minerals Development Fund, Dr. Louisa Hannah Bissiw, was on Thursday morning confronted by a group of heavily built gun-wielding men at Akofrem, a village in the Atwima Mponua district of the Ashanti region. The task force, which had been deployed to clamp down on illegal mining and operations in the area, successfully arrested 7 Chinese nationals allegedly engaged in illegal mining activities. The suspects were handed over to security authorities for further investigation and prosecution. The confrontation highlights the increasingly dangerous resistance faced by state-backed operations fighting illegal mining, known as galamsey. Despite intensified efforts by government agencies, illegal mining continues to thrive in remote communities, posing a serious threat to water bodies, farmlands, and the environment. Get more on this. William Evans Inkum is our Northern Bureau Chief, joining us with a bit more. Evans, talk to us about the nature of the confrontation.
Well, Kamini, I can only describe it as a horror. For 30 minutes, we were only hearing gunshots from these parts. Well, maybe we call them bloodthirsty, because they were just firing anyhow, and they were bent for a showdown. But the police had to resort to dialogue to be able to maneuver our way through so that at least we'll be able to get out of the woods and possibly locate the nearest police station and then maybe to some extent feel safe. All that they were looking for is the release of these 7 Chinese who are suspected to be raiding arable lands and polluting the Akofrem River in Akofrem, which is a community in the Atwima Mponua district, the Ashanti region. Of course, the operation led by Dr. Louisa Hannah Bissiw, who is the administrator for the Minerals Development Fund. But just after, let me call it a reprieve, I engaged the administrator, because we're hearing that the tax mission of that particular action was allegedly sanctioned. And I engaged the administrator to find out more. Let's listen to her.
Doc, so we understand it was the police who sent the tax. Can you confirm that?
Mombra Mekano. Everything is confusing, and they made them to block us.
The police made the tax to block you?
That block us so that we release
the
Chinese here. So I went to tell the commander that the only thing I have to tell him is that I'm carrying those Chinese to the region, and we push for them to be moved to national.
Well, Evans, we can see from that video clip that she is visibly shaken by what had happened. It tells us that she was right there in the middle of the shootout.
Absolutely, absolutely. So her car was just 2 cars away from our car, and we were just also 2 cars away from where the attacks were actually, showing that kind of bravado. So just behind the vehicle that was carrying these suspects. But Kamini, as I speak to you now, the Chinese are here, and this is where the investigation is going to start. They've been brought to the region. I cannot confirm to you whether from here they will move straight to Accra or they will be kept here for a while. But the administrator of the Minerals and Development Fund, Dr. Hannah Bissiw, is here with the regional police commander. I'm not too sure whether he is around because I haven't seen his car or vehicle, but he is here, and then the process has already begun.
I see. And Evans, essentially, how was the issue resolved? Because based on what Doc tells us, the men were there to ensure that the nationals were freed. How was it resolved subsequently?
Well, so it was quite confusing, a complex one, let me put it that way. We were in a car, but all we could see was some level of a dialogue. Then these thugs led us from the community, Akofrem, through the forest to Ninahimi. We landed at the Ninahimi police station, that is the Ninahimi police station. That was when there were, speculations that the thugs were actually acting allegedly on the orders of the commander. We cannot independently confirm that, though. And that led me to asking the administrator, because I saw some level of altercation between her and then the commander. And that led me asking her whether she has any confirmation or she'll be able to establish that, the thugs were acting on the orders of the commander.
And you also understand that this illegal mining activity carried out by these people is a well-oiled machinery. Describe to us what you discovered alongside the administrator of the fund.
Well, Kamini, let me use the word again. It's just horrid. The level of degradation, the level of pollution, vast arable land, either to was a vegetation, part a vegetation, part a forest. I am unable to tell you the number of hectares that have been degraded, but from a layman point of view, I would say hundreds of hectares have been degraded, and they have local collaborators who are aiding them to do this. Because when we entered the town, in fact, the target was to arrest these illegal miners who happens to be foreigners, so it's like Chinese nationals. But some way, somehow, they got a wind of about our coming. One house that we were told is sheltering them. We went there and there was nobody there. But the locals were there. Well, they were very evasive as far as the answers were concerned. Then we moved to another house. Then we had a hint that they are being kept in two houses, which belongs to the locals. So the task was moving, and they were able to arrest all 7 of them. We heard stories about the fact that informants are sometimes victimized, and again, we cannot independently confirm a claim that sometimes they are also assassinated. So the community members are actually living in fear because it is almost like a gangster's paradise.
I see, Evans, we leave it here, but keep an eye on the story for us. Thank you so much. William Evans Inkum is our Northern Bureau Chief, bringing us a story about a confrontation between gun-wielding men believed to be engaged in illegal mining in Akofrem in the Ashanti region. That confrontation